Ear candy. One tiny sound that catches the ear to make the beat feel alive. Whether it's a tiny accent or adding subtle automation. In this video, we'll be diving in how the top producers use ear candy in today's biggest hits. I'm revealing some of their best secret techniques and showing you how you can use them to elevate your beats to the next level. Starting with Mike Dean, who produced some of Travis Scott's biggest songs with the likes of Highest in the Room. So how does he add ear candy? Using synth run textures. He creates those gritty ascending and descending sounds, which gives that dark tonal feel to Travis Scott's music. And here's how you can do it. First, we want to add some warm pad and bass. Then find a synth lead and create this descending melody, making sure to use this long hold note, and we'll find exactly why. So to give it that detuning sliding effect, we want to create an automation so the long note slowly detunes. Then to give it that Mike Dean character, create an automation for the mix of a chorus and distortion can create something like this. This trick is just one way you can slide your synths. We've got some even crazier methods coming up soon from Frank Duke. So let's move on to our next producer, Illangelo, who produces a lot of The Weeknd's electronic music with the likes of Alone Again.
Together, we're alone.
How does he do this? He uses pitch plus delay and stretching of melodies, which creates that sparkling soundscape that gives the beat the whole new freshness. To replicate this, we want to use some pads and add some pitch delay, which creates its own echoey texture and high-pitched rhythm. Then we want to create a bell pattern. Running it through delay and portal, then rendering it out, then pitching it down and stretching it longer, which is how Illangelo drastically changes the feel and the emotional tone. But he also likes to turn these into risers, which can create a whole new tension in the sample. So if you get the same sample and reverse it. But there's also other ways he does this. If we just grab a synth and add a long single note, then change the pitch range to 12, then create a pitch automation and add a reverb and create an automation for the decay. It also makes a rising sound like this. This moves me on to BNYX. Produced many songs for the artist Yeet, like in the song Talk. But what can we take from his production? His bit crush textures, stutters, and again the use of reverses. And all these little sounds together complement the beat, and here's how you can use them. First, lay down some heavy synth leads. Again, using the same melody, but this time using those glide notes to make it slide. Then layer over some textural percussion and applying a bit crusher to really give it that harsh feel. BNYX likes to use those ear candies on his drums with lower pitched hi-hats, higher pitched 808 glides, layered with another synth bass, but with the lows taken out just so you get that character. And the use of stutters to just give that subtle change of sound, which is done by chopping the end of the sample and the drums with the same chops, creating reverses for the drums. And reversing the sample to create a riser. Next, I just want to bring you today's sponsor, DistroKid. If you're like me and you collab with others, then this is great because you can give each of those the correct amount of split. And it's super easy to upload your music to all streaming platforms. And the best bit is you keep 100% of all your earnings. So to sign up, use the link down below and you'll get yourself a 7% discount off your first year's subscription. When it comes to producers like Metro Boomin, his catalogue of production speaks for itself, with songs such as Like That.
Young dope, dealer selling dope, is you like that? Kicking doors, kicking in doors, is you like that?
With his production, there's a lot in common with BNYX type of samples, and that's the art of keeping it simple, which is a great skill for you as a producer. To replicate Metro's sound, we also want to use synths, using simple melodies, using a half step to create that dark tension. The way he showcases his bell melodies is using panning. Because of how simple the melodies are, this is perfect. So to copy this, I just pan the bells left to right. And it just creates its own listen in the mix. Vocals is another way Metro creates ear candy. Listen to how this vocal creates that crash element with the drums. Or even finding a Memphis rap vocal. I did this by going to Udio and typing in a description, which got me this. So I stem separated it and it went perfect with the beat. Just like Metro, Ozzy would use the same kind of vocal, but as a texture. So I ran it through this filtering and portal to create this. And when together, when it comes to creating samples that have them unique sounds, Frank Dukes is the man, especially with his work on Untitled 07.
Fame won't get you high as this. Change won't get you high as this.
His techniques are actually easier than you think, and you should 100% apply these to your production with the likes of detuning, percussion, and vocal reverses. He loves running pianos through tape flutter with some kind of automation, which creates that detuned texture in certain sections to just make bits stand out. But it also does this by applying it to synths and again using slide notes, and this just creates a bounce off the piano rhythm. To add to that sample's trippy texture, he just adds accent textures like this. Frank often uses ear candy, whether it's percussion or adding vocals that are reversed. Or adding phase distortion to a guitar.